Using his vast knowledge, the One Beyond decided to run an experiment involving the Kardashev scale inside one of Minecraft's variant realms. The One Beyond expanded this variant realm by an unmeasurable degree. Now, it's time to explore and find everything yourself. Alright, here we are for another AI Makes a Minecraft mod. This time we're going to be doing the Kardashev scale, or as you can see, the Minashev scale. And I already got a thing to make a prompt for it. This time we're going to be using Claude code. So yeah, and instead of having a 7-week time restraint with 5 hours a day, I'm going to do a month-long time restraint, but I can do it as much as I want with no like time limit per day. So yeah, let's get started right into this, and I'm gonna get the first little iteration all done and then show y'all, because instead of this showing you like the coding and everything, I'm just gonna skip to the final product. So yeah, I'm gonna send this and get started, so hope y'all enjoy. All right, so real quick, I know I said I wasn't gonna show this, but I just want to show you how big this is and everything. So all of this blah 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 blah, like the colony system and everything, but look how much it did just for the prompt. Oh my god, I know I paid for Claude compared to ChatGPT, but Claude also just apparently is so much better, so we'll see how much better it is than like Copilot and everything. All right, here we are for the first like version of the Kardashev scale mod. I'm not sure what I'm gonna call it at the very end just yet. Mindashev is what I have for the time being, but anyway, let's get right into it. And so these are like the items that is added. So we have the circuits and everything. We have the energy stuff. Then we have exotic matter. We have a civilization scanner, a colony blueprint, and research data. So let me grab like the more important ones that actually can do something. All this stuff, it doesn't have a proper model. These are like the energy, that ore actually for these things to drop from, but all that stuff hasn't been implemented, I don't think yet. So the scanner shows off like your civilization, how many colonies you have, how many citizens you have, and everything like that, how much more energy you need to get to the next level, or the type, whatever you want to call it. And I'll show the colony in a second. Colony blueprint, yeah, see, that's that stuff, but I don't have the right research yet. And then research data, obviously I don't even know why I took that to show y'all. Then here are the blocks, so I'm gonna grab every one of these and show them off real quick. Some of them I don't even know how they work just yet, so I'm gonna show off the colony core last, because that's kind of like, it's weird the way it works. So first off, we have the coal generator. As you can see, it's just placed outside the thing. Anyway, here's the GUI of it. Then we have some energy conduits and energy storage. Let's grab a little bit of coal, right? And then boom, put it in. As you can see, it's generating that, but it's not storing any. I don't know why. So then we can put a research station down. That's starting to get power. This is where you research stuff. It's really weird. I'm gonna have to fix the GUI myself eventually. But if you click down here, show research tree, you can see all the research that's been added so far. First off, coal power, start research, can't start it. Oh, can't start this yet. Oh, I have to put the items in there. Okay. So you'd have to put these items in there first before to start the research. And you just go and put it here. I'm gonna have to like fix this so you can go back and everything. But here's everything. The later ones cost a whole bunch more. Transport, as you can see, it cost a whole bunch. And if we go to energy, let's go to the bottom, the Dyson swarm. I'm gonna have to fix it to like use unique items from the mod instead of these insane items to get. The stellar collector, controller, and okay, I literally have no clue how this works, but that's sure. The farm and the drone dock. Farm, not sure how that works. And then a drone dock, and this is where you can make drones. You can also use the colony core to make the colonists. I'm going to show off the drones real quick. Gather, build. These are the models of them. These are the ones that Claude made themselves. And it's pretty decent, honestly. I might change it, but we'll see. I'll probably add like an actual proper texture, but I don't know if I'll change the model. So it's just bugged. Okay, so it doesn't properly work yet. That's good to know. That's all that. And then on to the final little like block that has been added. Okay, so we can actually see. Then right here, the colony core. I just founded the colony. So if I click right here, you can see all the different stats and the territory. Show territory. You'll see the radius. 32 blocks. You go back in, spawn citizen spawn. We can spawn a whole bunch of citizens. It just uses the same model as villagers, but here's all the citizens. And if I click citizens themselves, miner, you could be you're now a miner. You can be a scientist. You're a guard. You're a builder. So you can give them jobs and stuff, which I think that's a pretty cool. I like that mechanic. And then that's really about it. Can't do anything with the buildings just yet. That tab doesn't do anything. But you can. One weird thing that I was talking about earlier is you can't place this down yet until you properly do the research, but you can't do the research. And I don't know. It's weird. So I'm going to give it another week to iterate on everything and show you the next version. So I will see you when that is all ready. All right, here we are for the end of week 2. There's been a fair few things that have been added. Most stuff has not been fully completed yet still. So like the multi-blocks, like this structure, the reactor is not fully working. And yeah, but let's start off first off with the colony. Number 1, not citizen. Citizen doesn't matter. But the drones have new variants. So you have the worker drone, you have the mining drone, you have the combat drone, and you have the constructor drone. And as you can see, they go to attack anything. I guess the combat drone, like any bad people, bad mobs. Same thing. The energy system goes up once you've placed them down. I added a command to grant every single research thing, unlock all, so you don't have to do every research. I'll show that in a second. If we go into here, same thing, spawn citizens, you got all them, blah, 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 blah. You can change them, guards, crafter, guard, farmer, yada, yada, yada. Territory, same thing, shows that radius. No, okay. The building does not work yet. It has the in the GUI, but it does not work. That's good to know. Then if we head over here, oh, this is a teleporter. This should work because there's a linker, but it doesn't properly work just yet. So that's something to know. Then we have the research station. I was messing around with it before. They've added a new stuff. You got like the gravitron theory, yada, yada, yada. They take a long time and a lot of resources to do, which I will probably end up changing to like be custom mod resources that the AI decides. You have the production tree. You have the infrastructure, which is just this simple stuff. You have the science tree, which is the same simple stuff. Transport, which is like teleporting and stuff like that. And then you have stellar, which has nothing in it. Then here we go to like the actual new additions that have gotten added to the mod, basically. So first off, we will start over here. I forget which tier this is. I think it's tier 3. So let's look at the items first. We have a graviton shard, singularity core, and a dark matter ingot. They don't really, I don't know how you get them. There's no like way to get them, I don't think. That's just the items added. These are the 3 new things. We have, I meant to grab it, I forgot to grab it. We need exotic ore. We have a new generator, which if you chuck exotic ore into it, you can see the micro black hole gets made and it starts generating power. And you can see it has custom particles, so not custom, but like it has particles that go off during it. The energy like system, like traveling systems, ass though, it can't do shit. Like the energy conduit cannot take millions per second at all. And you have the gravitron collector, which basically, depending on how high it is, it will give a better penalty. I mean, like a better buff or anything. But right now it has a penalty, but it will give a buff to the generator and make it generate more power. And then you have the antimatter generator, which I'm not quite too sure. There shouldn't be Oh no, there is an antimatter cell. So you add an antimatter cell. There you go. It's making power and it has a custom thing too. And then we move on to tier 4, I think, which is universal quantum foam, harvested from space-time fluctuations, bubbles of possibility. Temporal crystal, crystallized temporal energy, moments frozen in eternity. Casuality fragment, a shard of cause and effect. The effect came before the cause. Space-time fabric. And you get the idea. This is a reality controller. I'm not too sure how it even works. Okay, so we got tier 4, gravity field. Nothing seems to be happening. Okay. Time dilation. Nothing seems to be happening. Physics. Oh. If they get close enough, they seem to get straight up fucked. Okay. So if I put a slime right here, right? Gravity. They all go up. Okay. Oh no, they have gravity. Okay. Time dilation. Does it make them like age fast or something? Age up really fast? I don't know. No clue. Clear all. And then physics. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be doing anything. Reality anchor. Doesn't do anything. Timeline branch. I don't know what the hell that would do. Universe sim. Okay, so one of them did. I don't know which one did that. Oh, whoa. Hold on. Hold on. Right? Then let me go over here. Okay, so that's what timeline branch does. That's cool. Reality anchor. That didn't do anything. Okay. The timeline branch basically makes it so if you start it, you can do anything, and you'll once it clears, you'll come back. Universe sim. That's cool. It tells you how many fields are active too. That's really cool. Alters time flow. Oh, it tells you what they do. Oh, not all of them, but it tells you what some of them do. Oh, and okay, that's what reality anchor does. It protects the area from manipulation. Not quite too sure what that does. And existence manifest. This just gives me a buff. Okay. Okay. I like that. That's really cool. Especially like putting more stuff onto this and making it cooler and that actually cost a whole bunch of energy. That'd be awesome. And then moving on to the next tier, we have tier 5, Dimensional Pearl. Contains an endless, entire pocket dimension, infinite space, and finite form. That doesn't do anything. Okay. Reality Marble, a fragment of stabilized reality. Timeline thread. And then we have the linker for the wormhole, which it is slowly getting power, taking a lot longer than I thought it would, but we do that, right? And then we go over to the other one I have over here. Link it. Will it work? All right, so I've been trying to get it to get enough power. It's going to take a minute for it to generate, so I'm going to let it just get it up to it, but it won't take that long probably. All right, let's show off the next thing real quick. This is... Oh, but it doesn't have enough energy. Hey. Yeah, it doesn't have enough energy to do that. Damn. There has to be a faster way to get energy. Does this not take any energy? I don't know if it is going to take any energy. Okay. Well, anyway, I don't think this block's fully finished, so it can't properly do anything. This is a dimensional generator, which does nothing just yet, sadly. Kind of wish it did do something. Still not enough, but it's almost there. So it will be there in a second, and we will see if it is able to activate the wormhole, or if this is not fully implemented just yet either. Because just like a whole bunch of features, the base thing and everything, like the block and everything is implemented, but the actual core function is not implemented. Anyway, let's see if this can activate. Oh, I set the stat. Okay, let's... You gonna work? What portal are you talking about? Okay, so it doesn't work either. Good to know. All right, moving on to the next tier. We have tier 6, I think. Omniscience lenses, letting you see everything. Causality chain. Break link. I cannot read. Holy shit. Links of cause and effect made manifest. Universe seed. And then this is universe simulator. It probably doesn't work either. It won't have enough energy because it doesn't even take energy just yet. And then moving on to the final thing added during this this week. Week 2 is phase 7, transcendent. Divine essence, pure creative force of existence. Creation spark, a spark from the first creation. Transcendence key, the key to transcending all limits. And then onto here, this is this. And it doesn't have enough energy, so I don't know if it works. But this basically seems to be like a beacon that gives me buffs, and if it had enough energy, I could activate it and it'd do stuff. But I don't think any of these final 3 features or 4 features are fully implemented. Even this one's not fully implemented, I don't think. I could be wrong, and it could be have every feature just not working properly. But yeah, anyway, that was all that was added during week 2. I am gonna have to get rid of the JEI and Curios compatibility because sadly the AI once again use weird mapping and everything like that to where it is incompatible with other mods. Anyway, I'm gonna go and do the week 3 now and start that because Opus 4.6 was released a few days ago, and that will definitely help out a whole bunch for the final 2 weeks. So, or like 2 weeks of the main development, and then however much longer I need to actually like properly get it working with textures and stuff for the video. Anyway, I'm going to go start week 3 and hope y'all enjoyed the video so far. If you have, make sure you like, comment, and sub because all 3 of those things will help me out a whole bunch. And if you still want to support me somehow, check out my YouTube membership. You get the highest tier, you'll get access to some my videos like a week early-ish at the like most. And if you don't have enough money, like $5, you can still check out $1. That's just like a supporting tier, but if you don't have money to support, you don't have money to support, so you don't got to worry about that. Just drop a like and a comment and subscribe instead, because those help me out too. Anyway, I will see you once I get week 3 all done. All right, here we go. We have them finally finished. So first off, real quick, I want to show the first version of it. I had research mode on, so it made a research document thingy, which I mean, it still worked, but it wasn't the best. So I decided to just copy and paste this into here and get rid of the research and make it do this, which I will do from now on, and instead tell it to make an .md file and everything like that, and not quick research. But yeah, anyway, let's scroll up and see what has been added. We get, okay, wow, a whole bunch of new stuff. So we got the new tiers and stuff, and then it actually adds a whole bunch of stuff. Ooh. So as long as it actually properly adds that shit, that will be actually so cool. I'm gonna go give this to the Claude code and tell it to make a step-by-step guide to implement this and everything like that. And I'll see you when I have that all done. All right, so I have honestly decided for the last 2 weeks I have to make this Kardashev scale mod. I'm gonna upgrade to max. So I'm gonna have a whole bunch more time and actually like can properly get everything pumped out before the 2 months or the month is up. And then I will, after the month is up of adding content, I will go to add like the models and everything like that, like the cosmetic type stuff to make the mod actually look good. So I just want to let y'all know. So I will see you when I have week 3 all done. All right, here we are for the end of week number 3. It still hasn't fully done version 2. There's been a whole bunch of bugs that it's been working on. Version 1's completely done, like the base specs, but the update is not done. So all I've really been doing, like I said, was the bugs, but I wasn't able to get them all done. There's still a fair few things that aren't fully done. I don't even know if I'm gonna get version 3 started for this video. If I don't get it started, let me know if you want me to continue working on this mod or start a different mod for the next AI made mod. Anyway, let us show what it has added so far. First off, I'm just gonna show the creative menu. So whole bunch of new type 1 and 0 blocks, whole bunch of new type 2 and 3 blocks. Then we have type 4 plus, a whole bunch of these. I'll show off some of them. These are like the equipment and weapons. I'll show off the weapons as well and the equipment, and then a whole bunch of new materials as well. So anyway, let's get started at showing off some of them. I don't even know what some of them do. Some of them don't have like their features implemented or told you how to do. Well, the most key important thing is there's an encyclopedia that tells you how to do stuff. It still needs to get like properly implemented. You can't read the full text and stuff like that. I told it that how to do that, so hopefully it does do that. But anyway, let's get right into the blocks. First block here is the galactic proxy. This is basically remote colony access from what I can tell. We'll see once it gets energy, which is the next block right here. This is the magnetic electricity emitter. This, using this magnetic monopole, you chuck it in, it starts generating energy, and it is a what is it called, a connectionless energy transfer. So it will transfer to all these. Look, see, but this isn't enough energy. It needs more than just that to be able to power that, because this is a tier 3 and this is a tier 2. That's why, because there's such high tier differences. So, but if this was getting powered, we would go access a colony if it was like over there, I guess. The next one is the computron converter. I don't know what it does. I guess let's see. Converting a dirt block. Well, let's let it convert and see what it does. I'm gonna let that sit there for a second. And then this final one right here for this is the tier 2 to 3 blocks and some tier 1s. I'm gonna show off tier 1 in a second. That is a new one. This is the quantum cloning vat. And here, I think if you take a spawn egg and do this, it's gonna clone it and make a new spawn egg, which we'll see in a second. Let's just check it out. I don't know if this is the one. I know one of them are supposed to like add a buff to the cloned thing. And it's not, maybe, we'll see. No, it's not fully implemented. The progress bar, oh, it doesn't even give you the item. It fully, oh no, you give it the egg and it spawns them. Oh, okay, that works a bit different than I thought. I like that though. And, okay, so basically, the computron converter, you put anything to it and it will turn it to computron shards, which you can use for stuff, I guess. And then this final thing, the force field projector I wanted to show off, and there's some other stuff as well. This, if we put this right here, and this is still going, this toggle field. Oh, can I get closer? No! The indomitable human, how do you say it? Hold on, let me figure out how to pronounce it real quick. Yeah, okay, I figured out how to pronounce it. The indomitable human spirit will prevail, not preserve. Let me reach this. Got it. All right, good. As you can see, that is the force field projector. It basically makes a force field where you can't even go near it. I didn't know it would work like that. That's cool though. Then a whole bunch of just different materials have been added. You have the Hawking radiation cell, the dark matter ingot with a whole bunch of other stuff. No proper textures yet. That's going to be the final thing I add to tie it all together. Then we also have this suit, and you need a personal battery. I'm not quite too sure how you charge it up. Maybe if I put it in my inventory, it will start charging up. No. Okay. I don't know how I charge it up, but apparently if you put all of this on, you have invisibility. I wish you had more than invisibility, but apparently it's still pretty good armor. Moving on to the next one, we have this area. Let me times that. Moving on to the next tiers, we have the tier 4 block. Moving on to the next blocks, we have the type 4 plus stuff. So let me show it off real quick. And the way this one works is kind of unique. So I'm gonna start off with the weakest tier. So if you'll notice, I can't place it, right? So you have to research it and everything to properly do that. But there's a command to do it. If you do Kardashev, we can place these now. So as you can see here, these tick up. The Galaxy Constructor. Not quite too sure how this works. Then we have the Horizon Breaker. And I'm not quite too sure how this works either. I don't know what either of them do, but I'm guessing this makes a galaxy somehow. However, the AI Claude code decided to implement that. And I think this would probably teleport to a different dimension. Then moving on, these are just a whole bunch of different like items and stuff. None of these seem to be too important. I'm going to check this out because I want to see if I can go to the Xenoverse. And then we have the Alf Shard. Fragment of a infinite computing contains infinite information. Then moving up a tier, we have the Physics Workbench and the Abinus Genesis Vat. I'm not too sure what these are going to do. Nothing. Not something. I don't know what this does. It gestates something. I don't know what it could possibly gestate. We have the Omni-Temp portal. This is like a portal. Somehow, I guess you can like travel through time and space with this one. Whoops. Then we have the Null Brain, the Creator Obelisk, and the Alf Brain Core. And like I said, most of the stuff isn't fully implemented yet. Like the features aren't properly implemented. It has a whole bunch of base work and like transferability and everything, but it's still working out a whole bunch of bugs. I've been letting it, like after I finished like the base specs of version 2, I've been letting it figure out the bugs for a while, and it's had over 1,000 bugs, 100%. I've been fixing them, but still, it was a lot worse than like first. The Null Brain, like at first, this wouldn't even open. It'd just be you'd open it and it'd close right away, open and close right away. These have unique GUIs too. That's the Null Brains. This is the Creator Obelisk. I like it, but it needs work as well. I don't really know what they do. And once they max out, if they like level up or do some special thing, then you have the Alf Brain Core, and same thing. They're just like 3 variations of each other. I'm not quite too sure how the variations work and like what's the difference between them all, but it's pretty cool. Here we have a whole bunch of the different like nukes and stuff. We have a nuclear warhead, antimatter bomb, and the Nicole Dyson beam weapon. I'm gonna try these all out, and then I'm gonna save this dimension destruction or destructor for last after we're done. So anyway, let's go over here and see what this nuclear warhead and how strong this is. Hold right shift. Oh, that was awesome. I like this. This is awesome. I wonder what the even stronger ones are gonna do. I would like it if it popped up as text like on the screen. That'd look a lot better than in chat, but I might tell it to do that. If I remember, I will. Damn. Oh, that is a lot bigger than I thought that was gonna be. Let's see what this one is now. And then this will be the final one. Not yet though. We'll have to wait a minute. That one's taking a minute to load fully. And it killed a whole bunch of the slimes. Maybe, hold on. It doesn't, maybe, I don't know. Unless maybe it doesn't destroy blocks, it only kills things, but I could be wrong there. Anyway, let's try to go to the Xenoverse real quick before we attempt to destroy this dimension. Okay. Well, that didn't really go well, did it? I just died instantly. Okay, it didn't work. I don't care. It's still broken. Let's destroy this dimension, and afterwards go work on it more and hopefully fully implement version 2 to show off at the end of week 4, and then we can add textures and everything to each of the blocks. So yeah, hope y'all enjoy. And if you are going to comment, make sure to tell me if you want me to keep on doing this type of thing, making mods with AI. And if you do want me to keep doing it, let me know if you want me to make a whole new mod, like start over again like what I did for this, or continue on this Kardashev scale mod to see how far AI can actually take it. Anyway, let's test this out now. Oh. It doesn't save your level when you die. Man, that was a lot weaker than I thought it would be. Alright, anyway. I will see you once week 4 is over. Yeah, that's really about it for that. Alright, here we are for the end of week number 4. We didn't get to version number 3. We just had to do a whole bunch of version number 2 bugs fixes that aren't even fully done. So let's hop right into it. And real quick, something I did want to mention, I'm going to have Claude code generate all the cosmetic stuff. I'm going to tell it to do that because I want to see if it can do it or not. Anyway, let's hop right into it. So first off, the reactor got more done. It's not fully done, but this, and then it still can't like mess with outside of it. But when you go to the core, you can see all this stuff. Then we move on to the research station. Whole bunch of like actual more properly done, blah blah blah. The research tree is in a better spot. I already like did the command to get all my research done, but as you can see here, the research is kind of more in detail, and it tells you like the key items. Still sadly uses some. Ooh, never mind. Some of the items are getting properly used from the mod, and there's a whole bunch of them. Space time. You got dimensional. Yeah, see, a whole bunch of different ones. That's pretty cool. Here is our Dyson sphere thing controller. These are like the actual Dyson sphere things that I guess get sent up to do it. There's different stages, as you can see the bottom. The GUIs are always really well made from Claude code, in my opinion. You might have to tell it here and there to like fix the text, but otherwise it's pretty well made. As you can see the top left, there's a whole bunch of other stuff in there, and the K rating is depending on the energy, so that's going up. But I think it's because of the energy pipes, like these conduits aren't properly transferring fast enough. It's not actually giving me a proper generation to pick it up. So moving on to the next thing, we have this, which is the Von Neumann. I'm not quite too sure how this works. Let's check it out. Start, stop. I don't know what this is going to do. Let's see if it actually does anything when it's done. Nope. So the implement's not fully done yet. Moving on to the next thing. A lot of the stuff in the mod aren't fully done. There is a whole bunch of stuff that like is slightly fixed, but not fully fixed. If you want me to continue this, let me know, and I will continue it. It's not even like, this is supposed to be a black hole starship, so you're supposed to like fly around in it. It's not even getting any energy, which I don't know why it's not getting any energy. Really, really weird, but it is not. So not too sure how this fully works. Moving on to the next few things. This right here is the Matriov brain core, which is for research. And as you can see, we're just not like putting enough energy into it, but we're generating plenty enough energy to actually get this stuff running, but it's not. Then all the stuff over here is just not going to have enough power to properly show, because the mod can generate enough power, but it can't transfer enough power to actually get these to run. Then we have the Birch Core planet, which would take us to one of the dimensions. Sadly, we can't see any of them, even though they're not too much done, because they're not like that important, because the Claude code made them but didn't like fully implement every feature in them, I'm pretty sure. And I don't really know how the teleporting works. Moving on to the next tier, the yep, see, we can't. This needs 2 billion energy, and we're not even at 1 million yet. So even though technically, hold on, technically, look at this, let me find it. There we go. Technically, do you look, it, well, not anymore, but it doesn't matter, it lost down 1 tier. Technically it should be getting this much though, and it's not. So yeah, it's just not putting out enough. Then moving on to the next stuff, all this stuff won't be usable, sadly. And then I'll show off the abilities it added, well, after I show off the mobs and the explosions, because the abilities are going to crash my game probably. They already tried to crash it once. The metaversal escape portal, I don't really know what it does, can't really traverse anyway with it. Cosmic Rider, another teleport thing. We don't even have a cosmic. Okay, so I guess if you had a waypoint, it'd teleport to you and you had enough power, then the creation, and it's just not complete, so not fully powered. And you might have been wondering what all this like glow is. That's from the abilities. We'll show that off in a second. I have night vision from it too. I think I also might have strength. No, I don't. Anyway, and here are all the new added mobs from the last time. So we had the Von Neumann drone. I think these are all new added ones. Digital Citizen, the black, just a big pig mod. The right click the board, shift right click flying. Damn, I don't know, it's weird. This is a custom life form. It's just a pig, and then we have a Gamma Force soldier, which is just a zombie dude. So nothing too crazy there. Moving on to the next ones, the ones I'm more excited to see right here are the instructions. See if they actually properly work, or if not. So we'll see. Let's head over here so we can not explode anything, hopefully, and test them out. So antimatter bombs, the first here. Use set. Oh, right click is changing it. Okay. Antimatter bomb armed. That's such a weird shape though. That's actually massive though. Yeah, okay, I don't know why. That's such a weird shape for it to do it in. Let's go even farther than to just be safe so it doesn't destroy. Back there. That was the first tier, the antimatter. Then we have AGN disruptor. Disrupts active galactic nucleuses. So this one should be massive. Let's check it out. Boom. Bruh. What the fuck? That was ass. And then I'll also show off the encyclopedia in 1 second. That was ass though. Oh, I'm so confused. I think this was supposed to be... So it only does half of the explosion. Yeah, okay. That's so weird. It only does half of the explosion. There should have been another half going that way. That's actually insane. Now, the final one, Dimension Destructor. This one will definitely clear my screen. There's also a whole bunch of like small little mechanics and everything that I'm not going to fully show and explain, because I cannot speak. Even I myself don't understand how those work. So instead, I had the AI generate like a .md file. So I'll have that up here on the screen. Sometime I might have already done that. That just explains basically everything that's been added in the mod so far and how it works. So let's test out this one last explosion and see how much this explodes. I think that lagged my game. Yeah, that like lagged it. To the point where that's, damn. Oh, god damn. I mean, I guess we'll see when it's done and how big the explosion is if it doesn't crash my game. So I'll see you then. All right, and it managed to go off. And this one actually managed to like properly go off. Even to the point where, damn. How big of an explosion did it go? Because it's still like lagging the game. I'm going to stop flying for a second and let it to properly render out. And I'll be back when that's done now too. All right, it fully properly rendered it all the way out. How far out does the explosion go? The center was, what the fuck? The center was over there. What the hell? What did it spawn? What the fuck? How did it spawn a massive frying obsidian gauge? Okay, I guess that's like the explosion radius and okay. All right, sure. Anyway, real quick before I show off my abilities, I'm gonna show off the encyclopedia. So basically, it's just the guide that explains how every single thing works. And as you can see, whole bunch of different stuff that it's explaining for the guide. And then you get the blocks that it explains the items, entities, and they're pretty well like you can actually see the description of them, so you can read them, and they're pretty helpful if you don't know what you're doing. One final thing that I meant to do that I forgot to do. All right, let me say that again. One final thing I meant to do that I forgot to do, that now that I've shown everything, I wanted to put in a colony core and check and see what's changed. Whole bunch of stuff has changed. So this is all still the same. This might be a bit different. Basically still the same. You can spawn citizens. Yeah, basically also the same. Buildings. I don't think there's any new buildings, not that I can tell. Events, no events, and then government. And then you can change the government depending on what your K rating is and everything. And that just makes it so you get better stats and different stats. Okay, I like that. That's cool. Each one has a different like reason to do it, and you'll just get better and better. That's really cool. I like that. So now the final thing that I'm going to show after this is what the Claude code managed to generate for all the like sounds, the textures, and models and stuff like that. I know I said I was going to do it myself, but first off, I didn't realize how many I'm going to have to actually make if I did it myself, because Claude code made so many more things than I thought it would for this. And then second off, this is supposed to be like an AI making it, so I want to see how well an AI can fully make the mod. One last thing, let's show off a few of the abilities. I know I said that before. So we got flight. Oh, well, look at this. Okay, so let's go survival, right? We can fly around in survival. Press G. Can't fly anymore. Press H. I think that's the glowing. Yeah, and if I press H again. Yep, okay. Turn that off. I press J. Oh, I can teleport. All right, that's cool. Press B. All right, so using B, which was a ranged break, as you can see right here, crashed my game. So let's continue with the rest of the abilities. N. All right, so it crashed once again, but weather command worked and did it. So they work, but they crashed the game. I'm going to show off the rest of the abilities. I'm not sure if they'll crash and everything like that. I know the final one that I'm going to show off V, which is telekinesis. It will crash the game, so I'm not going to mess with that just yet. So let's do U now. Insta heal. Oh, so I don't know how I'm doing that. No. So what does I do? Damage immunity. There we go. No, what the fuck? So you and I are damage and heal and damage immunity. O, I don't even know what the mention site did. P, creative mode. Bruh, I was in creative mode. Oh, well, I can't place anything now. Oh, okay, I don't know. That's so weird. Anyway, showing off the final ability V, the game's gonna crash, and afterwards we will skip to when all the cosmetic stuff is added. So I'll see you then. All right, so we're back for the very end. It has been 4 weeks. Claude Code has done a whole bunch of stuff. Granted, in certain areas it definitely can't do it, and you have to like properly guide it to actually get what you want. But if you know what you're doing, you can definitely achieve some really cool stuff with it. But it's definitely not like something you want to let code all by itself. You want to code and check the code itself to make sure it's good. But I didn't really have time to do that, and also I wanted to see how good the AI could do it all by itself. Let's check some of the models I placed down. They don't really can't really tell what they are, but it's really cool still that they could make these unique models. This is the colony core. The GUI is still pretty messed up, but you got a pretty unique colony core. I could not tell that was that at first when I first looked at it. This is like a force field generator. I still like it, even though you can't tell what it is. Some workbench, yeah, forge. This is the brain. This is a this is the crater obelisk. This is transcendent beacon. And then these are some items, the civilization scanner and the linker. Let's look at some materials. You can't really tell what they are because it's AI made it, so it's not like obvious what they could be. Like, what is this? The quark gluten plasma? What the fuck? That is okay. Strange matter. Like, none of these. I mean, this one kind of makes sense. Some of them make sense, some don't. And these are the equipment. This one makes sense. The nuclear warhead. None, kinda. This one doesn't. No. Nope. 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 No, none of those make sense. I like the encyclopedia though. It's a book. So I mean, Cloud Code kinda cooked, kinda didn't. Definitely, if you were a human, you can make 10 times better mod. But I feel like if I properly guided it more and told it to fix everything wrong with what's already in the mod, it could definitely do it. But I'd have to spend like another 4 weeks or something just to do that. But anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this AI Makes a Minecraft mod. Let me know what you want me to do next for that, for the AI Makes a series. I could do a game, I could do another mod, I could do a mod for a different game, whatever y'all want. I would love to do a game though. That sounds very fun to have like Claude Code or Codex make a game and see how good of a game it can make. But like I said, hope y'all enjoyed, and peace out. Let me know if you want me to continue with the Kardashev scale mod, because I still have a whole bunch of more research that I had Claude Code do. I have it all the way up to version number 5, and it adds a whole bunch of stuff from version 3 to 5 that I think would be really cool to see what it would do for. But that's just me, so yeah, let me know if you want me to do it again by liking the video and commenting. If you made it this far in the video, I just want to say thank you and remind you to like, comment, and sub, as all 3 of those things will help me out a whole bunch. And if you've already done those 3 things and you still want to support me somehow, check out my Patreon and my YouTube membership. The link for the Patreon will be in the description of the video. They both give you access to different perks. Like my Patreon will on the highest tier will let you get access to my unedited videos, and you can also get sneak peeks of my future videos on YouTube. While the YouTube membership at the highest tier will give you access to my videos on early access, and you can also get a shout out for both the Patreon and YouTube at the end of each video. Thank you each and every one of my Patreon and YouTube memberships. Your names will be on the screen right now. Your support means a whole lot, and it lets me continue making content with more effort and just in general.